Welcome to Academic Gain Tutorials. In this video, we will discuss the differences between forfeiture of shares and surrender of shares. Although both concepts result in a shareholder losing ownership of shares and the company taking back those shares, they differ in their meaning, nature, purpose, accounting treatment, and legal implications. Let us understand these differences one by one. Number 1. Forfeiture of shares is the act of the company extinguishing the rights of a shareholder over shares held by him due to default, whereas surrender of shares is the voluntary act of a shareholder giving up his shares to the company. Number 2. Forfeiture of shares is a penal action taken by the company, whereas surrender of shares is a voluntary action taken by the shareholder. Number 3. Forfeiture is initiated by the company, whereas surrender is initiated by the shareholder. Number 4. Forfeiture occurs due to default in payment of calls or installments on shares, whereas surrender occurs because of the shareholder's decision, which may be due to personal or financial reasons. Number 5. In forfeiture, the shareholder has no option once the conditions for forfeiture are met, whereas in surrender, the shareholder voluntarily chooses to surrender the shares. Number 6. In forfeiture, the consent of the shareholder is not required, whereas in surrender, the consent and acceptance of the company are essential. Number 7. In forfeiture, the shareholder loses all rights in the forfeited shares as a penalty, whereas in surrender, the shareholder voluntarily gives up those rights. Number 8. Money already paid on forfeited shares is generally not refundable, whereas money paid on surrendered shares may be refundable unless otherwise agreed. Number 9. In forfeiture, the shares are cancelled and become the property of the company, whereas in surrender, the shares are accepted by the company and extinguished. Number 10. In forfeiture, the amount received on shares is transferred to the share forfeiture account, whereas in surrender, the amount is transferred to the capital redemption reserve account. Number 11. Court intervention is generally not required in the case of forfeiture, whereas court sanction may be required in certain cases of surrender, especially when it involves reduction of capital. Number 12. Forfeited shares can be reissued by the company in the future, whereas surrendered shares generally cannot be reissued. Number 13. In forfeiture, paid-up capital is reduced to the extent of the nominal value of the shares forfeited, whereas in surrender, paid-up capital is reduced to the extent of the nominal value of the shares surrendered. Number 14. In forfeiture, creditors are generally not prejudiced because the paid-up capital remains protected, whereas in surrender, creditors may be prejudiced and, therefore, legal compliance becomes necessary. Number 15. Forfeiture of shares is governed by the provisions relating to forfeiture under company law and the company's articles of association, whereas surrender of shares is governed by provisions relating to reduction of share capital and relevant legal regulations. Conclusion. To summarize, forfeiture of shares is a compulsory and penal action taken by a company against a shareholder who fails to meet payment obligations, whereas surrender of shares is a voluntary act by which a shareholder returns shares to the company with its approval. While both lead to the loss of share ownership, their causes, procedures, accounting treatment, and legal consequences are significantly different. If this lecture was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.